Life has a way of testing us, bending us, sometimes nearly breaking us. The weight of the world presses heavy on our backs, and the road ahead feels like it has no end. There are nights so long and dark that even the stars seem to turn their backs on us. We all know these moments, the ones that make our hearts ache, our spirits tremble, and our knees weak. They come without warning, sweeping into our lives like a fierce storm, shaking the very foundation we stand on. But there is something within us, something quiet yet unyielding, something fierce yet gentle, something that refuses to be defeated. Strength. The kind that does not shout but whispers. The kind that does not demand but persists. The kind that carries us through the fire without letting us burn. They will tell you that life is a beautiful thing, and it is, but they forget to mention the storms, the days when the sun hides its face, the nights when your own thoughts become the loudest noise in the room. They do not tell you about the weight of loss, the sting of failure, the silence of loneliness. They do not speak of the moments when you reach for a hand and find only emptiness. They do not prepare you for the breaking. But let me tell you something. You, the one who feels lost, the one who carries wounds too deep for the eye to see, the one who wonders if they have any fight left in them, you are stronger than you know. The world will shake you, but it will not shatter you. It will push you to your knees, but it will not keep you there. You have within you something no storm can steal, something no darkness can swallow. You have resilience. Strength does not always roar. Sometimes it is the quiet decision to get up when your bones beg you to stay down. It is the whisper in your heart that says, "Not yet. I am not done yet." It is the trembling hand that still reaches forward, the voice that breaks but speaks anyway, the soul that aches but refuses to surrender. They will ask you how you keep going. They will wonder how you did not drown when the tide rose against you, how you found light when the night stretched endless before you. And you will tell them, because I decided to, because I refused to let the world decide for me, because I chose to stand when everything told me to fall, because I knew that if I gave up today, I would never see what tomorrow had waiting for me. Do not let your hardships define you. Let them refine you. Let the pain carve wisdom into your bones. Let the struggle shape you into something unbreakable. You were not made to crumble. You were made to rise. There will be days when it feels impossible, days when the tears fall heavy, when the weight of it all sits so deeply on your chest that breathing itself feels like a task too great. But even in those moments, even when your hands shake and your heart falters, you must remember, this is not the end. Look around you. The tallest mountains were not shaped by gentle breezes, but by the fierce and unrelenting winds. The strongest trees did not grow in stillness, but in the storms that bent them near to breaking. The most beautiful souls are not those who have never known pain, but those who have walked through fire and emerged not burned, but shining. There is no shame in falling. There is no shame in breaking. There is no shame in feeling lost, in feeling weary, in questioning whether you can go on. The shame is only in letting those moments be your final story. You have more to live, more to give, more to see. And hear me when I say this. No storm lasts forever. No night is endless. No wound stays open forever. Healing comes in its own time, in its own way. Some days it arrives like a sudden sunrise, bright and unmistakable. Other days it is slow, almost unnoticeable, like the soft unfurling of petals in the warmth of morning light. But it comes. It always comes. So hold on, even when your grip is weak, even when your heart is tired, even when your mind whispers that you cannot take one more step. Hold on. You were not made for defeat. You were not created to be conquered. You were made for more. And one day you will look back on this moment, this struggle, this storm that threatened to take you down, and you will see it for what it was. Not the end, but the beginning. Not your fall, but your rising. You will see that the fire did not consume you. It forged you. And when that day comes, you will not just be strong, you will be unstoppable. Strength is not given, it is earned, fought for, carved into the very marrow of your being through trials you never asked for, but had to face anyway. It does not come wrapped in kindness, nor does it arrive gently in the night. It comes through fire, through loss, through the crushing weight of days that test every inch of your resolve. And yet, despite it all, here you stand, perhaps battered, perhaps weary, but standing nonetheless. That is strength. Not the absence of struggle, but the decision over and over again to keep going in spite of it. People will tell you that time heals all wounds, but they do not tell you how much of that healing is a fight. They do not tell you about the days when your mind feels like a battlefield, when the memories rise like ghosts and haunt you in broad daylight. They do not tell you about the moments when you have to remind yourself to breathe, to move, to exist. Healing is not passive. It does not simply happen to you. You must reach for it, demand it, fight for it. And that fight, it will leave you exhausted, but it will also leave you whole. There will be moments when doubt settles heavy in your chest, whispering that you are not enough, that you are not capable, that this world is too much for you to bear. It will tell you that the weight is too great, the climb too steep, the night too long. But doubt is a liar. It thrives in fear, feeds on hesitation, grows in silence. The only way to silence it is to move anyway, to push forward even when your legs shake, to speak even when your voice trembles, to choose yourself even when the world has made you feel unworthy. The people around you will not always understand. They will see your pain, but they may not know its depth. They will hear your words, but they may not grasp the weight they carry. Some will dismiss your struggles as temporary, as something you will get over in time. But strength is not about proving them wrong. It is about proving yourself right. It is about knowing in the deepest part of you that you are worth fighting for, even when no one else sees the battle. You must learn to be your own sanctuary. The world is unpredictable. People come and go, seasons change, and the things you once counted on may shift beneath your feet. But within you there is a space that no one can touch, a place where your soul whispers truths that the world tries to make you forget. You are strong. You are enough. You are capable of withstanding this storm. When the world feels like too much, return to that place. Ground yourself in the knowledge that you have survived every difficult day up until now, and you will survive this one too. Strength is not in pretending everything is fine when it is not. It is not in forcing a smile when your heart is heavy. It is in allowing yourself to feel, to acknowledge the pain, to honor it, but not to live in it. It is in understanding that every emotion, every hardship, every setback is part of the journey, not the end of it. Strength is in knowing that the bad days do not define you. They shape you, mold you, but they do not own you. People will look at you and see what they want to see. Some will see resilience. Others will see someone who has been through too much. Some will admire your strength, while others will question why you even had to develop it in the first place. But their perceptions do not define you. You are not the sum of what others think of you. You are not their assumptions, their misunderstandings, their inability to grasp the depth of your journey. You are more. There will be times when you want to stop fighting, when the idea of just letting go, of giving in to the exhaustion feels tempting. And in those moments, you must remind yourself why you started in the first place. Think of every step you have taken, every hardship you have endured, every time you thought you would not make it, yet did. You have come too far to turn back now. The road may be long, but you were never meant to stop here. You may not see it yet, but there is a version of you waiting on the other side of this storm. A version that has survived, that has grown, that has become something even more powerful than you can imagine. And that version of you is watching, hoping, urging you forward. Do not disappoint them. Keep moving, keep pushing, keep reaching, because every step you take now is leading you to the person you are meant to become. People will try to tell you how to heal, how to move on, how to be strong. They will offer advice that does not fit, words that do not soothe, suggestions that do not apply. Some will mean well, others will simply not understand. But only you know the weight of your journey. Only you know what it takes to get through each day. Do not let others dictate your process. Take what helps, leave what does not, and build your own path forward. You are not weak for needing time. You are not weak for needing space. You are not weak for feeling lost. Strength is not in the speed of your recovery, but in the choice to recover at all. It is in the decision to get up, however slowly, and move forward in whatever way you can. Even if all you can do today is take a single step, that is enough. Even if all you can do is breathe and promise yourself that tomorrow you will try again, that is enough. The journey through pain is not a straight line. Some days will be lighter than others. Some will drag you backward when you thought you had already moved past the worst of it. That is the nature of healing. It comes in waves, in rises and falls, in unexpected turns, but every moment of it matters. Every step is progress, even the ones that feel like they are leading nowhere, because as long as you are moving, even if only in the smallest way, you are winning. One day you will wake up and realize the weight is lighter. You will laugh and it will not feel forced. You will step outside and the world will not seem so overwhelming. You will hear the songs you once avoided, revisit the places you once left behind, and realize that the pain no longer controls you. And that day, that will be the day you realize you were strong all along. That you did not just survive, you became something greater. You have carried so much. You have endured more than most will ever know. And yet you are still here, still standing, still fighting, still proving that nothing, not pain, not loss, not fear, can break you completely. That is the kind of strength that cannot be taught, cannot be given. It is the kind that is built from the inside out, the kind that makes you unstoppable. And though the journey is far from over, though there are still roads to walk and battles to face, you will not face them as the person you once were. You will face them stronger, wiser, more resilient. And with each step, you will continue to prove that no matter how dark the night, no matter how heavy the burden, no matter how fierce the storm, you were always meant to rise. Strength is not just in the rising. It is in the moments before the rise, the ones where the world seems to forget your name, where the silence grows louder than the noise, where you wonder if you will ever find your way again. It is in the waiting, in the aching, in the unbearable in-between. It is in the space between the breaking and the healing, where time slows and every breath feels like both a victory and a battle. It is in knowing that even when everything in you screams for rest, for escape, for an end, you choose to stay. The world does not teach you how to sit with your pain. It teaches you to cover it up, to smile through it, to bury it beneath distractions and routines, to make it palatable for others. But strength is not in the pretending. It is in the truth. It is in the rawness of your grief, the depth of your sorrow, the fullness of your emotions. It is in allowing yourself to feel the weight of your wounds without letting them define you. Pain is a teacher, a sculptor, a force that shapes you into something stronger, something wiser, something unbreakable, but only if you allow yourself to face it. No one prepares you for the loneliness that comes with struggle, the way people distance themselves from discomfort, the way even the kindest hearts sometimes do not know how to hold space for your pain. They will tell you they are here for you, but you will learn that not everyone who says they care knows how to show it. And that is a lesson in itself. Strength is not found in resentment, in anger at those who fail to show up. It is found in forgiveness, in the understanding that not everyone is equipped to carry what you carry. It is found in learning that your healing is not dependent on who stays and who leaves, but on your own ability to rise, to rebuild, to stand again. There will be days when the past pulls at you like an anchor, when old wounds reopen, when memories arrive uninvited and demand your attention. You will think you have moved on, only to find yourself standing in the middle of your pain once more. And in those moments, you may wonder if you have made any progress at all. But healing is not linear. It is not a straight path, nor a destination you arrive at once and for all. It is a cycle, a process, an ever-evolving journey. And just because the past visits you does not mean you still live there. You have moved, you have grown, you have changed, even if the ghosts of yesterday still try to whisper otherwise. Strength is in the decision to keep walking, even when the path is unclear, even when your legs are tired, even when doubt whispers that it would be easier to stop. You must walk anyway, because somewhere beyond this moment, beyond this weight, beyond this pain, there is a version of you waiting to be met. A version that has survived this, that has built a life from the ashes, that has turned the darkness into light, and they are counting on you to keep moving forward. There's a kind of power in reclaiming yourself, in refusing to be reduced to the worst things that have happened to you, in deciding that you are more than your pain, more than your losses, more than the heartbreaks and disappointments that have tried to define you. The world may try to write your story for you, but you do not have to accept the narrative. You can rewrite it. You can tear out the pages that do not serve you and begin again. You can decide that your past is not a life sentence, but a lesson, a stepping stone, a chapter, not the whole book. Strength is knowing that fear does not mean failure. Fear means you are standing at the edge of something bigger than yourself. It means you are growing, changing, stepping into something new. Do not let fear convince you that you are not ready. You will never feel fully ready for the things that matter. But readiness is not a requirement for courage. You do not have to be fearless to be strong. You simply have to move forward despite the fear. And when you do, you will find that you are capable of more than you ever imagined, that you can endure more than you thought possible, that every time you thought you had reached your breaking point, you were actually reaching the point of transformation. Strength is not in never bending. It is in bending and returning, bending and standing, bending and becoming. The hardest battles are the ones that take place inside you. The war between who you were and who you are becoming. The fight between the past that shaped you and the future that calls to you. The struggle between holding on and letting go. And no one sees these battles but you. No one knows how hard you fight just to get through the day, just to silence the doubts, just to believe in yourself when the world has made you question your worth. But you fight anyway. You keep going anyway. And that is what makes you unstoppable. You will not always feel strong. There will be days when you feel fragile. Days when the weight of it all feels like too much. But even in those moments, even in your exhaustion, even in your doubt, you are still moving forward. And that is enough. Strength is not in never feeling weak. It is in refusing to let weakness define you. It is in recognizing that even when you feel like you are breaking, you are still becoming. Somewhere along the way, you will start to see it, the change, the shift, the quiet but undeniable proof that you have grown, that you have risen, that you have become something more than the sum of your pain. You will look in the mirror and see someone who has weathered storms and still stands tall, someone who has faced darkness and still carries light, someone who has every reason to give up but never did. And in that moment, you will understand what strength truly is. It is not about never falling. It is about rising again and again. It is about choosing to believe in yourself even when the world has given you every reason not to. It is about knowing that your story does not end in despair, that your journey does not stop in suffering, that your life is meant for more than merely surviving. And when you look back, when you see all the times you thought you would break but did not, all the moments you thought you would fall but found a way to stand, all the days you thought you would not make it through but did, you will know. You will know that strength was never something you had to find. It was something that was always within you, something that carried you through the darkest nights, something that whispered to you when the world was silent, something that refused to let you be defeated. Strength is a quiet thing, often unnoticed, often unspoken. It does not always show itself in grand gestures or loud declarations. Sometimes it is simply in the way you wake up and face another day when all you want to do is disappear. Sometimes it is in the way you whisper to yourself that you will be okay, even when everything around you suggests otherwise. It is in the way you keep your heart open after it has been broken, the way you choose kindness when bitterness would be easier, the way you keep believing in something better when life has only shown you struggle. The world, a way of testing those who are meant for more. It will push you, bend you, break you open just to see what you are made of. And it is in those moments of breaking that you discover yourself. Not in the easy days, not in the moments when everything is going right, but in ones where you are left with nothing but your will to keep going. That is where you find the kind of strength that cannot be shaken. Pain will try to convince you that you are alone, that no one understands, that no one cares, that no one will ever truly see you. And it is in those moments when the loneliness wraps around you like a second skin that you must remember the truth. You are not alone. Somewhere in this vast, wide world, there are others who know what it is to struggle, to hurt, to wonder if they have anything left to give. And though you may not see them, though you may feel as if you are the only one carrying this weight, know that you are walking alongside others who understand. There is something powerful in knowing that you are not the only one, that somewhere someone else is rising from their own ashes, fighting their own battles, walking their own difficult road. And even if you never meet them, even if you never hear their story, their existence is proof that survival is possible, that healing is possible, that strength is not something only a few are given, but something we all have within us, waiting to be called upon. People will try to tell you that you should be over it by now, that you should move on, let go, stop feeling so much. They will tell you that you are too emotional, too sensitive, too attached to things that should no longer matter. But do not let them rush your healing. Do not let them make you feel weak for taking your time. Strength is not found in rushing past the pain. It is found in facing it, in feeling it fully, in honoring the experiences that shaped you. There is no shame in taking time to heal, no shame in needing space, in needing quiet, in needing to step away from the world until you are ready to return to it. Strength is not about how quickly you recover, but about how deeply you allow yourself to grow from what you have been through. The strongest people are not those who have never been broken. They are the ones who have been shattered and still found the courage to put themselves back together piece by piece, even when it hurt, even when it seemed impossible. Do not apologize for the way you heal. Do not apologize for needing time, for needing space, for needing to move at your own pace. The journey is yours alone, and no one else has the right to dictate how you walk it. Some will understand, some will not. But none of that matters as long as you keep moving forward in whatever way you can, even if it is slow, even if it does not look the way others expect it to, even if it is messy and uncertain. Forward is forward. Healing is healing. Growth is growth. There will be moments when you look at your reflection and do not recognize the person staring back at you, when you feel as though you have lost yourself somewhere along the way, when the weight of everything you have been through makes you wonder if you will ever be the same again, and the truth is you won't be. But that is not something to fear. It is something to embrace, because the person you are becoming is someone who has walked through fire and emerged stronger, someone who has been tested by life and refused to be defeated, someone who has learned, grown, and become more than they ever imagined. Change is not something to be afraid of. It is something to welcome. It means you are alive, that you are evolving, that you are not staying in the same place forever. Growth is painful, yes, but so is staying stuck. So is refusing to move, refusing to change, refusing to let go of things that are no longer meant for you. And as hard as it is to leave behind the familiar, as difficult as it is to step into the unknown, it is in that uncertainty that you will find the next chapter of your life. People will come and go. Some will stay for a while, others will leave before you are ready. Some will hurt you, some will heal you, some will teach you lessons you never wanted to learn. And through it all, you will come to understand that the only constant in life is yourself. That no matter who walks away, no matter who stays, you are the one who must carry yourself forward. And that is why you must learn to be your own home, to find comfort within yourself, to love yourself deeply enough that no departure, no loss, no disappointment can make you forget your worth. Yeah. You are not defined by the things that have happened to you. You are not defined by the people who could not love you, by the losses you have endured, by the mistakes you have made. You are defined by the way you continue to rise, by the way you keep choosing hope, by the way you refuse to let the darkness take you. You are more than your scars. You are more than your wounds. You are a story still being written, a masterpiece still in progress, a soul that refuses to be anything less than extraordinary. There will be nights that feel endless, days that feel impossible. There will be moments when you question if it is all worth it, if you are strong enough to keep going. And in those moments, you must remind yourself of everything you have already survived. You must remind yourself that you have been here before, that you have faced darkness before, that you have made it through things you once thought would break you, and you are still here. That is proof enough that you will make it through this too. One day you will wake up and realize that the things that once weighed you down no longer hold the same power over you. The memories will remain, but they will no longer sting the way they once did. The pain will still exist, but it will no longer consume you. You will laugh again, love again, find joy in places you once thought were lost to you. And that will be the moment you understand what strength truly is. Strength is not about never hurting. It is not about never feeling lost, never breaking down, never questioning everything. Strength is about continuing anyway. It is about refusing to let the hard moments define you, refusing to let the darkness win, refusing to give up on yourself even when the world has given you every reason to. It is about choosing life, choosing love, choosing hope, even when it would be easier to choose nothing at all. And when you look back on everything you have overcome, when you see the person you have become, you will understand that you were never weak. You were never incapable. You were never too broken to be whole again. You were simply in the process of becoming. And that is the most powerful thing of all. There will be times when the weight of it all feels unbearable, when it feels as though the universe itself is pushing against you, when you question whether you are strong enough to carry the burden any longer. It is in these moments that you will truly come face to face with your strength. Not the strength you thought you had, not the strength others have told you about, but the real, raw strength that rises from the deepest parts of your being. This strength is not easily seen. It doesn't always shout from the rooftops or announce itself with grand gestures. It whispers quietly, telling you to take one more step, to move forward just a little bit further, even when every fiber of your being wants to turn back. And in these moments of doubt, when you feel as though you cannot go on, it is the quiet power of your will that will carry you through. It is easy to think of strength as something that belongs to the few, those who seem unshakable, those whose lives appear perfect, who never falter, never stumble. But that is a misunderstanding of what strength truly is. Strength is not the absence of difficulty, the absence of fear, the absence of pain. Strength is the presence of resilience. It is the ability to rise again even when you have fallen. It is the ability to face the unknown with courage, to face your fears and move through them rather than away from them. True strength does not exist in those who never experience hardship. It is found in those who survive their struggles, who walk through their storms and emerge with a new understanding of themselves and of the world. At times you will feel overwhelmed by the enormity of your own journey, as though you are standing at the foot of an insurmountable mountain, staring up at the peak that seems too high to ever reach. But you must remember this: every great journey begins with a single step. Even the tallest mountain is climbed 1 foot in front of the other. And though the road may be long, though the climb may be steep, it is not the speed with which you ascend that matters. It is your determination to keep moving forward. And with each step you take, you will find yourself growing stronger, more capable, more prepared for the next challenge that awaits you. Strength is not about how fast you get to the top. It is about the resilience to keep going when the path becomes unclear, when the road becomes uncertain. You will fall, you will stumble, and you may even feel as though you are walking in circles at times. But in those moments, when you feel as though you have lost your way, you must remember that even the smallest forward movement is still progress. Every step, no matter how small, is bringing you closer to the person you are becoming. And in the end, it is not about the destination, it is about the transformation that occurs on the journey. There will be moments when you feel like giving up, when the weight of your responsibilities, your pain, your fears becomes too much to bear. But the truth is that even in those moments, when you feel like you cannot take another step, you are still fighting. You are still moving forward, even if it feels like you are standing still. In those times, it is important to remind yourself that taking a break is not the same as giving up. It is okay to rest. It is okay to pause. It is okay to give yourself permission to feel what you need to feel. Strength is not about constantly pushing yourself beyond your limits. It is about knowing when to take a breath, to pause, to regain your strength so that you can keep moving. The world will often try to tell you who you should be, what you should want, how you should live. People will place expectations on you, demand things from you, tell you what you should feel, how you should react, what your life should look like. But strength is found in rejecting those voices and choosing to live according to your own truth. Strength is in being unapologetically yourself, even when others may not understand. It is in finding the courage to break free from the expectations of others and carve your own path, even when it is difficult, even when it is scary. You will face judgment and you will face criticism. There will be those who question your choices, your decisions, your journey, but the strongest people are not those who have never faced criticism. They are the ones who, in the face of judgment, have continued to walk their own path, have continued to trust their own instincts, have continued to believe in their own worth. Your strength does not come from the approval of others. It comes from knowing who you are and standing firm in that knowledge. As you continue on your journey, you will also encounter moments of doubt. There will be days when you wonder if you are enough, if you are doing enough, if you are making the right choices. These moments of uncertainty are natural. They are part of the process of growth. But do not let them consume you. Do not let them make you question your worth. Remember that doubt is not a sign of weakness. It is simply a part of the human experience. It is the fear that tries to keep you from moving forward, from reaching your full potential. But you have the power to silence that doubt. You have the power to stand firm in your truth and to keep moving forward, no matter how uncertain the path may seem. Strength is found in your willingness to keep going, even when you are unsure of what lies ahead. It is found in your ability to trust yourself, to trust your instincts, to trust the journey even when it does not look the way you thought. It is found in your ability to adapt, to change, to evolve as you grow. And as you continue to evolve, you will come to realize that you are capable of so much more than you ever imagined. You are capable of moving through any storm, of overcoming any obstacle, of rising above any challenge. There will be times when you question whether you are capable of enduring what you are facing, when you wonder if you have the strength to continue. But in those moments, you must remind yourself that you have already faced difficult times before. You have already walked through storms and come out stronger on the other side. And though the future may seem uncertain, though the road may be rocky, you have the power to face whatever comes your way. You are not the same person you were before. You are stronger, wiser, more resilient, and with each challenge you face, you will continue to grow, to learn, to become the person you are meant to be. Strength is not about avoiding hardship. It is not about living a life free from pain, from loss, from struggle. Strength is about how you respond to those challenges. It is about your ability to rise, to persevere, to find meaning in the difficult times. It is about your ability to hold on to hope, to keep going even when the way forward seems unclear. And it is about knowing that no matter how hard the journey becomes, no matter how difficult the road ahead may seem, you are never alone. In your darkest moments, when you feel as though you cannot go on, remember that you have within you an unbreakable strength. You have the power to face anything, to overcome anything, to rise above anything that stands in your way. You have the strength to endure, to heal, to grow. And no matter how hard the journey becomes, you will continue to move forward, because that is what strength is. The ability to keep going, even when it feels impossible. And one day you will look back on everything you have been through and you will see how far you have come. You will see the strength that carried you through the darkest of days. You will see the resilience that allowed you to rise time and time again. You will see that the person you are now is not the person you once were. You are stronger, wiser, more capable than you ever thought possible. And when you see the person you have become, you will realize that you were always capable of this strength. It was within you all along. Through every trial, every hardship, and every moment of doubt, strength is not found in avoiding pain, but in facing it head on. It is in the quiet resilience that whispers, "Keep going," even when the world feels heavy. Strength is not about never falling. It is about rising again and again, despite the bruises, despite the scars. It is in knowing that every struggle has shaped you, every storm has made you wiser, and every challenge has only added to the depth of your spirit. You are not defined by what has happened to you, but by how you choose to rise from it. The road ahead may still be uncertain, but you have already proven that you are capable of enduring, of healing, of transforming, no matter what comes next. Know this: you are stronger than you realize, braver than you know, and more powerful than you have ever imagined.